Thank you so much for joining us. This is the Arlington Energy Committee. It is Wednesday, January the 7th, 2026, and we do have a quorum. That is wonderful. Before we get started, I want to thank GNET TV for being here to cover our meeting tonight. It's wonderful having Rowan here. We're always grateful to GNET for all that they do for our communities. I don't know what we'd do without them, so grateful. May I ask if you would take minutes?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much. I know we
No worries.
right
I
on
always do.
camera. That would be wonderful. And then you and I can polish them up.
Yep.
So you'll be able to keep track of who's in attendance and all
Yes.
that thing. Okay, great, wonderful. We are getting started right on time at 6:30. As we start, the first thing that we want to go over is any additions or deletions to the agenda. Does anyone have anything that they would like to add or delete? I will go ahead and start then while I'm waiting for anybody to raise their hands. Hey, Joni. If we get to it, there are a couple of things that I forgot to include that I'd like to get to possibly, which is that the Vermont Climate Council has 2 virtual meetings. One of them was last night, and I forgot. I was supposed to be there. The next one is on January the 12th, and so I just want to be able to remind people that they can go on to learn all about the updated climate action plan and those steps that the state is taking to address resilience and to address climate change in Vermont. So that's going to be very important if you can attend that. And then the other thing that I wanted to bring up, I guess I've almost just said it now, but anyway, we need to talk about elections of like vice chair and secretary. So maybe we can get to that. Don't know if we'll have time, but keep that in mind. Any other additions or deletions? Okay, moving on.
I do want to say it was a nice conversation that they had yesterday. I think Joan Nash was on there as well.
Yep.
And,
So was I.
Yeah, it was a good discussion.
Oh, wow, okay,
So
then
3 of us were on
maybe
there.
the other will be a report then from you all. That's excellent. Thank you so much for attending that. Wow, that's great. Okay, then the next thing is to ask for an approval of the minutes from our previous meeting, which was December the 3rd. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve. Okay.
Is there a second? Oh,
One
got
of
the
you,
two of them. Okay.
I heard Joan first, so I'll say
Okay.
she moved and Bill seconded.
Okay, if there is no further discussion, the motion carries. Okay, great. By the way, I have a template for the thing, so I'll send that to you.
Okay,
Okay, that'll make it easier.
next time.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, I forgot to send it to you. Because I didn't ask you yet. So, all right, we're going to change the order of what we're doing tonight. Maybe I should have put that in the additions or deletions, but it's just a change, which is that, well, actually, we're going to start in old business. I put our guest presenters into old business because we talked about it previously, which is heat pump cleaning. I'm really delighted to have Morgan and Darren O'Neill here this evening to just fill us in on the importance of deep cleaning heat pumps. I know there's a lot of, I will preface this with, there's a lot of discussion as this has come up. I've heard from all kinds of different people about saying, no, I don't need to do this all that often. I know that mine are clean. I've had somebody check. Or, yes, no, within 1 year I had just unbelievable amounts. It probably depends on a lot of things, where you live, probably a lot of different factors, but that doesn't mean you necessarily know. There's probably not a rule for all of them is what I'm gathering, but I don't know. So this is going to be great. And then as we listen to this presentation, one of the goals for having Split and Shine come and join us all the way from Granville is to see if this is something that we might want to either host as Arlington for a larger in-person presentation for the community and or join forces with other energy committees. We're delighted to have Jeff Dexter, chair of the Sunderland Energy Committee, here with us tonight. So it may be that this will be part of a larger thing, any number of possibilities. So with that, I'm going to turn things over to Darren and Morgan. And too bad for those of you who aren't here, because Morgan made incredible cookies right here. You're not going to be able to eat them through the screen.
Damn Zoom.
I will go ahead and share my screen so that you can do your presentation. And where did that go? Sorry. Okay, Darren, why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit while I try to bring up your presentation?
Yeah, so thank you for everybody for having us here, and kind of a special shout out to Jenny Murtaugh, who we cleaned her units a couple months ago, and she kind of punted this idea into our head to come down and be part of this. And we have been expanding into Manchester, Dorset area, and obviously now with cleaning Jenny's home and Marty's home last night, we got a couple more clients down this way, so it made a lot of sense for us to get down here and get with you folks and kind of express and explain what we do and kind of the importance of it as an annual cleaning for preventative maintenance and everything else that you'll see in your units.
Okay, I know what's happened is that my joining from my computer, I got dropped off of this happened, so that's,
Alex.
I am
Yeah.
going
I
to,
mean, we could all just pull
Have
up
you
and
s-
speak
that's right,
to
I
it.
can send this, I'm gonna send this presentation to Nick, to this computer. So, let me just do that really quickly. Email. Good.
Hey guys,
Talk about
Alex
why
and
we
Garrett.
Once again, hi Alex and Garrett, thank you for joining us. I'm gonna switch this over to, oh, thank you.
Happy-ish New Year.
I can also, so my wife Morgan and I, we started this business a little over a year ago because we have units in our home and they were starting to act up, and as to Marty's point previously, there was a weird odor and or visibly seeing some sort of exterior debris inside the home. And a friend of ours who's an installer who installed these for us, of course, called him up and said, hey, I got this going on. What do you think it is? He's like, well, you have to clean the units. And we're like, yeah, we clean the filters every single month. We have a reminder on our phone. Sometimes we miss a month, but we're very vigilant on doing that. And he's like, no, you have to deep clean these units. And I was kind of puzzled. I was like, what do you mean by that? He said, well, I'll come over and I'll set up, I'll show you how we do it. So a few weeks later or less, he came over and brought all his equipment in, and he started taking the units apart on the wall. And once you pull it apart, you look up in there and you see all this debris and mold and bacteria, whatever else it could be. And my wife and I were just kind of like, what is going on here? My wife's had units for 10 years in multiple homes and never knew about this. And from very reputable installers in the Rutland area who do these things every single day, and it's never mentioned. And it's also kind of ironic, if you read the manual on your unit, it does not tell you to do this. It tells you to clean the filters inside the cabin on top. So he and I went through and deep cleaned these, and the amount of stuff that came out of this was just amazing. And once that was done, the unit, it sounded quieter, it ran more efficiently, the odor was gone, and we're just kind of like a light bulb went off. And I was like, well, I've always had my own business, never kind of had the goal to do it, and seemed pretty inexpensive to kind of jump into, and away we went.
And our mission has been from the beginning is just to educate people. I work full time for VTrans for the state of Vermont. Consider myself a pretty educated person, put myself through college. So after owning many houses with these units and never knowing that I was supposed to clean them like this, I'm like, I bet there's a lot of other people that don't realize this either. And the health benefit alone is just astronomical, the amount of mold that grows in
Yeah.
there that you wouldn't see from the outside, because these units naturally are wet, from the summer because it acts like an AC.
Right.
And then in the winter, you're just baking all that wet. Just
Dirt.
like a ceiling fan. Think of a ceiling fan. It's always turning, but when it stops, you're like, how did I get all that dust up there? It's the same thing with the internal fan scroll of the unit and the amount the dust gets up in there. And all honesty, it's really not about how someone lives. Like, people are like, oh, I
Clean.
I've
Have a
cleaned
dirty
and this.
home.
We have done very, very high-end homes on Lake Bomazine that they're probably blessed with cleaners every day, and they're still, looks
Dirty.
just is somebody else, because it's just the dander in the air, the dust, it collects in there, and then when it gets wet from the summer and then the heat. So anyways, that's a little backstory of kind of why we started this. Like I said, we both work
Yeah, we both work
full-time.
full-time.
This is just something we do nights and weekends just to try to educate people on it, because we found a lot of installers, whether it's a plumber or electrician, really don't offer this service, because frankly, if I'm being honest, they can make a lot more installing than, the
Yeah.
maintenance part. And their demand, I'm sure you guys have all noticed this, it's not as easy to hire maintenance people as one would hope. So.
Okay,
Were we
I think
able
I'm
to
ready
get-
now.
Okay, we can.
So I'm going to just go to,
There might be some repeating in that presentation, but it's okay.
and we'll go
Try
to,
to sum up as best as we can to burn some
We
time.
have some fun pictures. That always
Oh,
helps,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
yes.
Pictures and
That are
videos.
gross.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
This, and now I go to this, then I share this, and now,
Oh,
Yay.
boy.
okay,
it
and I'll go
worked.
to slideshow.
It's that little
Yep.
doohickey down
Yep.
there.
It's from beginning.
See the little screen? Keep going over.
Where do I go?
Go to your left. Go to
From
your right.
beginning.
Okay, stop.
There?
Right there.
Yep.
Go. Click.
That should blow it up to a
Click.
Why is
left click.
You have to click it.
it- I did.
Oh.
Let's see.
There you go.
Okay, it's done on my computer, but not you up there on the screen. Why is that?
Isn't that weird?
Okay, let's.
Maybe if you hit from beginning on the left, maybe it'll take it there.
Yeah, from beginning. You see
The
what that is?
top left.
Oh. No, because her screen has
It's got
slides.
to the side.
My screen is doing the right thing on here. Okay, let's see. It says
Isn't that
yours.
weird?
You might have to open it in desktop on the present slide. Next to, I think, right next to Jeff's name, there should be a little drop down. It might say
Your
open
screen
in.
sharing is paused. Why?
Why?
Not doing anything. Turn blind. I don't want to do blind on this.
Don't click pop.
Okay, I'll try it again. We're just gonna go in the way that we without the slide thing, because I don't know how else to do it. So do you know what I mean? Well, I'm gonna do this and go in to it. What is going on? Why is it doing that? Oh my gosh, I'm terribly sorry. Here we go. We're just gonna do this, okay?
Yeah,
Because I don't know
probably.
why it's not allowing me to.
Did you try from beginning over there?
On the left.
From beginning.
But does she even have that?
She has.
Oh.
She can't see it now.
Oh, there you go.
I'm trying to, but nothing's happening. I'm clicking.
Huh.
Nothing's
Oh,
happening,
weird.
So
Interesting.
I'm sorry, but just in the interest of time, I guess we'll.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, there it goes. Now it's doing
Look
it.
at that.
May I use your computer?
Yes.
Okay.
Or I can say, you can say, yes. Good luck. There you go. Okay, here we go.
If it works.
Yep.
So we already kind of started with this, but obviously my wife Morgan and I are a husband and wife team that we own this business together. And as we mentioned, we both work full time. And this is something we do in the afternoon. It also helps with people with their work schedule and taking time off from work. And it helps kind of with that easeability. We are fully insured in New York and Vermont, and we are also certified to conduct business in both states. So we're all good there. And we just really, like Morgan said, we really want to educate, and we dedicate ourselves to be professional and reliable. I think the main feedback that we get every appointment we show up or phone call we answer is, oh my God, you called me back the same day, or you came when you said you were going to come. So it's really nice to get that feedback from our community. Like we had mentioned before, we're really specializing in deep cleaning the mini splits and or heat pumps, whatever kind you want to call them. And probably late summer-ish, we also picked up doing your central air systems, which is your condenser ton unit outside. We can clean those as well. And any HVAC systems and or dryer vents have been pretty busy lately. This is kind of a little
Just talk.
repeat as to why we started the business. We kind of went over a lot of that, and like I said, we didn't realize that it had to be cleaned. And once we had it cleaned, it was just amazing with how well it performed. And
So as what we're looking at there,
so these are the cabin filters that go inside the top of your unit. This is what you should be cleaning every month. Check it every month to 2, depending on your environment the home is in, whether it's a basement or if it's an upstairs. Obviously, if it's upstairs, we recommend definitely checking it more frequently, because obviously air rises. Any kind of dogs, debris, dirt, whatnot will rise up and it will collect. As to Morgan stated previously about your ceiling fan, a very similar concept. It collects in those units, and what happens with this is if those units don't look like they do on the left, which is still dirty in our opinion, especially in the summer months when the unit is condensing for air conditioning, it will actually act like a freezer. It will frost and freeze up your coils, and you'll have water running down your wall inside your home.
I have heard of this.
And
yes.
we've had a lot of customers call and say, "Oh my God, I have water running down my wall. What do I do?" Well, shut it off, and we'll be over. You know what I mean, kind of thing, to come rectify the situation.
Sometimes that's also because they don't have it on the right setting. They have it in conflict with another.
If it's
a
on,
split, and they have it in conflict, right?
sometimes if it's on the same head on the outside, it could throw a weird thing, but primarily it's due to it's not breathing.
It's not breathing.
Yep.
Okay,
This is kind of easy way to explain it.
not breathing.
And this is just what I mentioned previously when we kind of introduced ourselves. You start seeing this as you look at your unit. Clearly the inside is way worse, right? This is the things that Morgan was mentioning. As your condensed water is drying out, it'll be, gravity, it's dripping down your unit, and it starts to dry when your heat mode goes on, and you'll get those foreign material particles coming down and drying and just solidifying on your unit. And of course, they're all nice and white, so it shows up like, a big bright neon sign.
That's actually good. That's actually a good thing.
Yeah, it is. So you can see it, and that's what usually people trigger. Say, "Oh my God, I have this black stuff outside my unit," or
If it's gotten to that point, it's really bad inside.
Yeah, it's yeah. When
We'll say that.
Yeah, when you start seeing this, I mean, the stuff inside your drain trough is probably scaling up like hard water scaling and blocking your drain flow again, which would permit hot water or water into your home. And we mentioned before, obviously, performance signs. You see this, you're gonna have. It's not gonna blow as forceful air. It's your energy bill. It's just gonna be you running that thing all the time. It's not gonna cycle as it should on and off. And as you move through the house, the motion sensors, it will turn on as it should. Obviously, poor airflow and then the short cycling with that. So. And we kind of mentioned that obviously earlier, the unpleasant odors, the noises. When you see that previous picture with the filter plugged up, we've gone into homes and you've heard like a thumping noise, and that's the outdoor unit thumping because it's working so hard to push that air through that plugged filter. And that's obviously just your meter is just spinning. The ice buildup we mentioned as well. So this is kind of some before and after pictures of the same unit, just a little different angle
Inside it.
inside of it.
This you wouldn't see unless you take.
Yep, so you can see the little horizontal fan going, that's gray behind the vertical slots there. That's, Morgan mentioned the fan scroll, so that is what your unit is spinning and blowing all the air, whether it's hot or cold. You won't see that unless you pull the louvers down and shine a light up in there and see, oh my goodness, it's all black, dark gray, whatever it may be. Unless you look up in there, it's all dark, you're not gonna see a lot of light. And that's what units we've come across that looks like that, and then that's after we clean them.
So we recommend for sure taking a light and you look in there and you'll see.
Yep.
Not it's from an outside, you wouldn't really see it.
Yeah. So this is a little video of kind of quick little synopsis of how we clean it with our setup and our equipment. And again, so what we do is we either turn the breaker off on the breaker box or on the outside of the home, or business. You pull the breaker disconnect, make sure the power is off so everyone's safe. Remove the filters, inspect them, clean them. Removal of the covers or any shrouds that you see on your wall, all that comes off, which is allowable by the unit depending on the model. Some come off different than others. If need be, which you'll see in a different video, the coils that are on top, sometimes they get, when your filters are plugged, they will get brown, discolored, and plugged like a radiator. We also clean those evaporator coils as well because it will not work as well. Basically, we're using no chemicals, nothing caustic or toxic, just simple green and concentrate water,
Great.
hot water. And we also have a little handheld scope camera that if we experience a very dirty unit in the previous picture, I can run my scope down through the drain to make sure nothing's impacted down through, which will eventually fill up and come into your home as well. You always want to see on the outside of your home that little white line. You want to see it dripping like an air conditioner. You always want to see something coming out of it. Yep. And then also, I'm gonna fair guess 85%, and we've cleaned probably 1,000 units in the last year, give or take. 85%, give or take, the entry hole into your building where they drill a hole and run your line sets through are not insulated.
Oh, that's really.
So when I pull the covers off this time of year, you can feel the cold air coming through. So we will spray foam that hole for you to prevent insects. I mean, we've pulled units apart where there's thousands of houseflies. I've had bees chase me off a ladder, mice. I mean, and that's going to ruin a $3,000-$4,000 unit just because the installer didn't take the 3 minutes to shoot some spray foam in there. And we do a lot of that. So it's a good thing that we're checking all that for everybody.
Show the video.
Yeah. If it'll play.
Okay, great.
Oh, wow.
So you can.
Cool. Oh, wow.
So that's coming right off that fan scroll. So when I'm cleaning this, the fan scroll spins. I'm basically reverse spinning it, and there's little cavities all across that, and I'm getting all the gunk and debris out of that, and that's what's coming down the funnel.
You guys are amazing.
That's all mold, and that's all mold you would not see.
Yeah, you're never gonna see unless you, to Morgan's point, go up in there and pull them down with the light and flash and shine up in there.
Wow.
Maybe, there we go. And this is a little bit of the vat, so see how it's kind of light gray on the left and it's brown on the right, so those are starting to become impacted.
And this was a unit that we started our business in October. And so we had
Oh,
our
that's right.
anniversary
Yep.
in October. This video is of a unit we did October to the date.
Yeah, it was like a
So
day.
this is a year. And
Exactly.
it shows you the difference. And again, a very well taken care of home.
Yeah,
Come on, play.
So that thing on top that's the condenser?
that's the evaporator coils, so to speak. So what we do with that is we, again, have a simple green aerosol can foam, and it's almost like shaving cream. We just let it all in there, let it soak a few minutes, and just put the water right to it, and it'll drain it right out.
If I can get it to play. It was there.
It was there.
That's right.
It's a quick little blurb. Technical difficulties.
Oh, there, look.
So this is, again, kind of adding to the point of blocking your airflow. So this is your exterior condensers that are on a pad outside your home or hanging on a bracket on your house or business. As you can see, that is pure pollen. And this is a restaurant that we clean in Rutland every 2 months
Oh, wow.
because it's just the way the structure is set up and the surrounding environment of the woods and the vegetation. It's like an alleyway, and the unit just draws everything right in. So this is literally, this unit was, I could hear it inside the kitchen thumping through the wall when I got there. Yeah.
And we use a specialized pressure washer to do it.
Okay.
We don't recommend anybody just
Yeah.
to go and do it. The fins are very sensitive,
Yeah.
so you have to be very careful with it. When we do it, we also take the front of the unit off and we inspect all the drains on the bottom
The fan blades.
to make sure that the
Yep.
unit is draining well, because I've seen units where pine needles have gotten inside the unit and have actually clogged the drain holes. So then this time of year, if it gets wet and it freezes, it actually damages the inside of the condenser.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the coils are very, very, very sensitive, especially inside, which is why we don't use anything Clorox or anything caustic, because it's going to ruin the unit.
It'll react with the aluminum.
Yeah, they'll get very flimsy and break apart.
This is also another picture of another backside of a
There's the
condenser.
fins.
Yep, that's the back side will be facing your building or your home. We've actually,
Bugs.
we have a insurance company building that we do has quite a few units, and we were just there a few weeks or so ago. And their landscaping, we made some recommendations to the customer because they didn't have any kind of landscaping fabric, and the vines along the property line were growing into the coils of the unit.
Yikes.
So like we're kind of just checking everything because if you're going to be one of our customers, we want to make sure we do the right thing. The first time we come back, just keep repeating and checking everything so everything stays good. Because we know we purchased these, they're not cheap.
Yeah.
So. And as to Morgan's point, the drains, there's usually 3 to 5 drains at the bottom of those units. We've actually done homes where somebody was a DIY installer, their own self-installer, and Morgan was cleaning the outside, and she came to me and she was like, hey, there's these weird black things in there, and she's told the homeowner, and he never pulled the drain plugs out of the drain holes.
So all that moisture, the
Water.
rain and stuff was staying in it.
And the way it was on the home, rain was collecting in it. So like we literally, I mean, I'm a little OCD. We literally check everything. So
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
and to her point, we have a HVAC pressure wash that only runs at a certain PSI to prevent any kind of damage to anything. Yep.
So the picture to the right, you'll see is one of the louvers. And see, that is all mold on. And from the visual, you would not see that. It's really incredible. And to the left.
To the left, that's that was a ceiling unit. Which one was that one?
That was a funeral home.
Oh, that's right. That was the funeral home. We've done so many. It's hard to keep track. But yeah. I mean, again, it's just.
This what it was the placement of
Yeah.
where the condenser was in relationship to how close it was to the road.
Oh, right.
That's
And
right.
that is actually like road salt. This was a paved road.
That's right. That was one.
So
Pittsburgh.
that is how much it was sucking all that in. So it's again from the
Talk
outside
about
you wouldn't see it.
corrosive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were recommending to the owner of the funeral home. Now I remember. Thank you. It was starting to rust the unit on the outside.
So you're saying you won't see it because it's inside the housing that we see all the time. We think we can see because you see the big fan and you
Yep.
see, but this is really interior.
Some of it can get in there from the outside elements. Yep.
Yeah. And we've seen filters look like that too.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So Simple Green works on mold?
Yep.
Yeah.
I buy the simple green concentrate and mix it with water. Yep.
But we don't use that on the fence
No.
because it can be, we don't want to damage the fence.
What do you use on the fence?
The fins inside is a simple green aerosol for evaporator coils.
Correct. Sorry.
So it's a little bit different, but similar. But apparently, according to the HVAC trade, it's a little different. So. This is kind of something we stumbled into summertime, fall time maybe. One of our customers was buying a home and wanted the units clean because she wanted a clean slate. It had the floors done, everything was shampooed and vacuumed and whatnot.
Yeah, she contacted us.
Yep.
She was closing, I think, within 4 days.
Yeah, she was clicking on a Wednesday, called us Sunday and was
And
like, can you get here?
Yeah, because she didn't think about when she purchased the home.
She
was
saw
just
our
obviously
post.
excited to get a home. And then she saw our business and our ad and the light bulb went off and is like, I don't want a brand new home to me. How dirty these units could be. And the units were very, very filthy.
They were very, very,
so
very
it worked
filthy.
out. We were able to arrange to get her in. But so
That's a really good point.
Yeah, and kind of to piggyback off of this, we've partnered quite a bit with Josiah Allen in Dorset and Manchester. And we've been kind of doing things we do her offices, and she's getting her realtors to kind of push this as well for us to, hey, if we're going to sell you a home, part of your inspection, so to speak, you should have your unit checked and get us in there to check it out for them. Yep.
So how often
beat me to it.
do you clean, should you clean the outside units versus the inside?
You should do them both yearly. We do have Marty can speak to this after if she would like. When we go to a home, and Jenny can speak to this as well if you talk to Jenny ever, she had, I'm gonna say 5 it was, and she had a room that doesn't get used very often in her home. And we will go through and we will literally inspect every single unit before we start. So if I'm in your home, you're gonna walk with me, we're gonna show you, look up in there, pull it down, and it's okay, that one's really bad, this one's not bad. And to kind of go off of Jenny, when we came into her home, one of her units was basically brand new. It didn't even have hardly any dust on it. So I'm like, listen, it doesn't need to be deep clean, but we'll clean the filters, we'll check the condenser, and obviously we're not gonna charge you for that unit because we're not cleaning it. So to our repeat customers, we just check it all. And there's been a couple where the outdoors weren't like impacted. We just use our HVAC mini vacuum and we just give it a once over exterior brush and we check the drains and make sure it's good. But the ideal for definitely the inside is yearly, and we will also do the exterior as well and come to that decision together when we're there.
So when we speak about a monthly thing,
Yep.
that's just for the
Just the
filter
cabin
itself.
filters.
You just
Yep.
pull that out, right?
Yep. And I showed Marty actually yesterday how to show, and she knows how to clean them, but I showed her what we just pop them right out. And I've had many customers who live alone and they have no idea how to do this. The installer never showed them. And I'm just, all you gotta do is pop this, pull it out, throw it in the sink, give it a rinse, give them a little shake, give them 20 minutes, throw them back in.
And it's amazing how easy it is, and they even, I think, are magnetic, well, at least mine are, like when I pop it back in, it goes right into place. And
Yep.
there's a nice click, it's a very satisfying.
Yeah, some of them are magnetic and some just slide up on a rail. You really can't do it wrong. If you put it in backwards, it won't go in.
You'd be surprised though how many people don't realize you're supposed to.
Yeah.
It really is kind of sad.
It's eye-opening because especially when you come to a unit that's been 4, 5, 6 years, and I can walk into a home, unfortunately, and smell mold.
Instantly. You can,
I'll share this with everybody. When we did our first job, new business, all excited, ready to go, cleaned a unit for a friend, and it was very moldy. Silly me, I didn't wear an N95 mask. Didn't think about it. I was just gung-ho. And to think about it now, the individual who trained me doesn't wear one either, so I made sure to tell him. And I got very sick for about 36 hours. High fevers, I was hallucinating, sweats. So we clean a lot of homes for elderly women or men and are single or alone. And I just think about that, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I'm much younger than they are, but if that happened to them, like, Jesus Crow would have did to me. It makes me, that's why our biggest mission is to educate and just show people, hey, listen, like, obviously we're doing this to, make money, have a business and be successful, but at the end of the day, this is a pretty serious issue, like, and we've been in contact with Efficiency Vermont when we first started and to get on their pro page and do all this stuff, and been playing phone tag for a while with them. They were all about it, and then obviously they're busy, I'm sure, and they got things going on. But it's very important. I mean, the health effects.
yeah, we had a lady I know personally, when
Oh,
we
yeah.
started the business in October, reach out, she wanted to have her units done. Didn't really get in touch with us until the spring, had us come to her in the spring. She wasn't home when we were there, but her husband was telling us their unit was right above their couch, how she had been sick for a good month or two, and she had relief from her symptoms when they went on vacation. But then when she came home, she had her symptoms again. And then when he saw what came out of the unit, like a light bulb went off, and he's like, I'm wondering if that had something to do with it. And so I reached out to her a week later, and I was like, hey, so-and-so, how are you feeling? Have you noticed a difference? And she's probably been one of our biggest supporters. I mean, she was walking proof. She goes, I'm night and day, Morgan. I feel 100 times better. My symptoms are gone. There is truth to it.
That's crazy.
And actually, when you say you'd be surprised at how many people don't realize that they need to clean those filters, well, I would have been that person. Luckily, the person who put it in, he showed me that. But it makes me think of all the other gadgets that we have in our, we have our heat pump water heaters, or we
Yep,
have
they need to be, we also do those, so we forgot to include that, we do those as well.
Yeah.
And those are actually the same setup, and they are recommended. Surprisingly, some manufacturers do tell you to clean it manually. It's weird, some do, some don't.
And then there are other
Can I
things.
ask a question?
Yes, go ahead, Bill.
When you say you recommend yearly, do you recommend before heating season or cooling season?
It could be either or. I mean, we're booked through February. I mean, we're doing this pretty much all year. It's kind of your preference, Bill. A lot of folks want it done before the heating season to ensure all that any dirty condensated water is going to dry out and create any kind of bacteria. So it's kind of your preference. It probably is more the better recommendation, but you can really do it whenever you'd like. Yeah.
So here's the thing, like we are trying to, one of our, the purposes of our energy committee and all the energy committees, obviously, is to help not only our town, but not only our town buildings, but our residents to become more energy efficient. So their homes are more comfortable and they bring down their bills and that we lower our carbon footprint.
Absolutely.
This is a win-win-win for everybody. So this is one of the many things. After sealing their houses, after doing an analysis, a blower door test to figure out what needs to be sealed, their attics and that sort of thing, we certainly wouldn't recommend putting in heat pumps before you do that because then you're just throwing good money after bad. You've got to get your envelope somewhat efficient. But we are recommending that then they look at heat pumps, and we do want more people to understand about them and understand where they can get help financially and all that sort of thing. The whole thing of having your heat pumps deep cleaned every year was not on my radar at all when I put mine in. That's an extra huge expense. So this is why, I mean, I don't know what help there is for the actual cleaning of it. I've never heard of anything that helps with that. But this is something where we'd want people to.
I don't know
we don't
if
want to be
there is.
recommending that people do
Sure.
these things, and then they have this
Surprise.
unexpected cost, which is what it feels like.
Yep. Oh, totally. And that's,
I mean,
So can
Vermont.
we talk about that?
Vermont was pretty much giving them away at one point. That's how I got all my heat pumps, and
You're
I didn't realize it either. And then like when I found out with the health part of it, I try to tell people too, like your furnace, you should get that cleaned every year, and
should
that
be
you
cleaned
only
every
use
year.
just
It's the
for
same
heat.
kind of thing, right?
So
And that's really why I'm gonna pat ourselves on the back because I feel it's important for us as a business. That's why we set our price point how we do. I know a lot of people who install these and who have cleaned them on the side, so to speak, then kind of going away because to Morgan's point, they're making women money to go put a generator in, to go put a high efficiency propane furnace in. They don't want to be bothered with a couple $100 here and there. Well, for us, that's us, right? So
Right.
we really have set our price point to help accommodate people and not be like, oh, I'm gonna come clean an inside unit and an outdoor unit, it's gonna be $500. It's just crazy. And what we also do is we have a price point for, we call it a first pair. So if you have one indoor, one outdoor, that's kind of your first pair. If you have additional indoor units, we price them at a lower price point per unit. And we also offer, we kind of gauge it on how many they have in their home. We do a multi-unit discount. We do military discounts for everybody. We do referral programs to try to keep that cost down.
Yeah. Now, I said earlier that I'm not aware of help on this, but I think, I have to take that back. I think if you already are eligible for help, like through Brock, and Brock is able to help so many people, but
Nice.
they're having a hard time reaching people.
Yep.
We have a hard time reaching people when we're doing the window dressers in certain builds. People who could really use them, but we're just not reaching them, and for whom it would be a financial hardship to do anything.
Sure.
But we can actually make up to 10 of those for free for a household. But just getting the word out and getting people to take us up on this and
Yeah.
join us in this is always tricky. So I would think that Brock and other organizations actually do, once you're in the system with them, that they would help with these things, for
Nice.
one thing. I don't know if this is the time to talk about what you charge, if you want to get into that.
We can if you'd like, we can share
I
that.
think it might be good to get an idea.
Yeah, so, our first pair is $225. And then if you have an extra interior unit, it's $90.
So let's say you had, up here,
Say-
you have mini splits, you have two that are on one common.
Yep, that
That's
would
right.
be $225 and $90 would be the one bill. We also do not say I'm gonna charge you $300 for round figure's sake, and I'm gonna come down to you and say, all right, you owe me $375. Like, we send you an estimate, you agree to it, that's what it is. We don't change it. We do charge an extra, go ahead.
we do, just like we were explaining with Jenny's, we gave her an estimate on all the units that were in the home. But then when we arrived, there was one unit that was in a
didn't
room
clean.
that's not used. So it didn't need to be cleaned. So we obviously took that unit
Took
off
that
the
dollar amount
estimate.
off the estimate. So
That
this
makes
is-
sense.
This is not what you owe, not the original agreed upon
Right,
estimate, it's
correct.
cheaper.
We don't add, we subtract.
Yep, the only things that we add up front is if we talk and you're like, hey guys, it's been 7 years I cleaned my unit. We're gonna charge an extra $50 as not as per unit, just on the bill. Because it's gonna take me more Simple Green, more time to do those. We've had to do that because when we noticed this because we've done units that were 5 or 6 years old. and I had to wash them 4 to 6 times while I was there just to get them clean. That took an extra hour, hour and a half. We don't charge an hourly rate. I don't think it's fair, and I don't think it's really easy to do, right? For either of us on both ends, right? So we do it as a pair, and then the exterior units, the condensers outside are just, if you have after one, it's just $50 per,
Okay.
instead of the 100 or the 200, whatever it may be, right? So we try to keep the price point as you start to, cover our travel time, our gas, and our expenses, and then it's just try to discount it down.
How, I don't know if you can even answer this, but like, I'm kind of curious, I know that we have at least one person here in Arlington who does install and clean as well, but I don't know if there, how many are there in our area? Like how, and I mean, when I say our area, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Washington County as well as.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there are definitely quite a few people who install. There's a good handful that I'm aware of between Rutland, Pittsford, down to here that do offer a cleaning, but they don't push it. It's kind of like, hey, you call and say, hey, I've got black things on my bureau, what's going on? And they come, oh, well, I'll clean it for you, and here's the bill, right?
Right, instead
They
of
don't-
being like a right.
It's not as like, I'm gonna say, is like their business MO. Their business MO is to either install or do other HVAC things. And just the cleaning is kind of an extra kick thing for them,
It seems like that would be like leaving money on the table then.
Well, that's kind of when we stumbled, this light bulb went off, and I'm like, how can we not be successful with this? These things are everywhere.
We work hand in hand with 3 installers locally,
Yep.
and they're so booked out that they couldn't.
They couldn't even fit in their
They
schedule
couldn't
anyway.
clean if they wanted to, so we kind of work hand in hand with them.
They refer
We know
us,
they're
we
very
refer
reputable,
them.
we know they're gonna call people back,
Yep.
so we're comfortable recommending them if someone wants an install.
Yep.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
So I have 2 outdoor units
Yep.
and I have 4 indoor units. So that'd be like $600.
I have to get a calculator, but give or take.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, when I bought my unit, it included 10 years of services.
That's great,
So I never knew what it cost.
yep.
And did they deep clean them like we showed here, do you think, or?
Yeah, I
Good.
guess.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good, yeah, because we've, unfortunately, I mean, Marty can speak to this, we're very transparent, open, honest, we go through everything A to Z, just to make sure everyone sees what we're doing and you're comfortable and you're in agreement with what we're doing. We've had many customers where I've started taking the unit cover off the wall, and they're like, hey, what are you doing, what are you doing? And I'm like, taking it apart to clean it. They're like, well, the guy came last time, didn't do that, and he charged me $400 something, and you're charging me $200. And I'm like, well, that's my price, and this is how you do it. And this is from a company who is large and does this stuff.
All right, in the interest of time, because we've got a lot of other things that we're gonna need to get through, but I wanna make sure, is there anybody online who, Jeff, do you have a question?
Yeah, real quick, because I think it's great what you're educating us on, and I want to be able to let others know, not only
Thank
in my committee, but also in my town, but also friends and relatives that have always asked about this. But I think it was Darren. Did you say you're about 6 weeks out?
Right now we're
First week of February.
first week in February.
But we've been running 2
Okay.
months out.
But previously we're 2 months out.
Two months out. So if I was to say, can you do
Previously.
mine? It would be what, middle of February or further?
It'd be middle of February, if not a little bit sooner. Yeah, I think we got a
Okay.
couple appointments the first week,
We slowed right down with the holiday season.
which has happened last
So
year.
when we came into December 1st, we were booked February
Right.
1st. So the month of February obviously December slowed right down. But historically for the last year, we have been 2 months out.
Okay, and just one last quick one. If you, like, I have 2 outdoor and 4 indoor, two on each of the 1 outdoors. How long would something like that take,
So
approximately?
yeah, so typically with anything over 1 and 1, we call it, Morgan and I will tag team every job. That would probably take us 2.5 hours.
Okay, just so people can plan.
Yep,
So-
absolutely, and we're very flexible with time. As we mentioned, we both work full-time, but the goal for this company is for me to do this full-time in a few years and just have this be my sole job. Because I
And
think,
it's mostly outdoors or afternoons and weekends? Is that what you said?
yeah, we typically start around 4 p.m., sometimes 3:30, depending on the customer schedule. Yep.
I mean, and now it gets dark, but you could still do
100,
what
yep.
you have to do?
Yep, not a problem.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah, of course, thank you.
Is there anybody else on the online who has a question?
Yeah, not being there, I don't, I'm assuming that you have some handouts or something that.
Yes.
I do. Do we want to finish the PowerPoint real quick?
Oh, yeah, okay, sure.
And then we'll.
We can leave these two for you guys.
We'll.
Well,
yeah.
I was gonna suggest that, that the Energy Committee hand them out at town meeting day as well.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
We have
yeah.
business cards and our direct mail flyer that we created.
But yeah,
So you'll
And
have
then,
a bunch.
I will say too, I will check with some of the people here who do this to make sure that they understand we're not trying to, we're not supposed to endorse anyone particular.
Absolutely.
And I'd like for them also, just as the right thing to do.
Yeah,
So
100%.
This would be great. This would be great to
Absolutely.
have. That was a good suggestion, Bill.
Yeah, thank you.
That'd be great. Okay, so we'll go ahead with your presentation.
Yeah, this is just us and a local business
And Wallingford.
in Wallingford, the ceiling units, cassette units.
Wow, I didn't
Uh,
know about those. That'd be hard to service.
We actually have a restaurant we do every 2 months. We find that if a unit is in a kitchen, we highly recommend doing it every 6 months. Because just naturally the grease in the
natural
air, it
Right.
really makes the unit clog up.
Yeah, we've had a lot of customers with, and they're over their ranges and near their stoves and stuff, and yep. And then just a quick touch on our other service we mentioned previously. Dryer vent cleanings, HVAC ductwork, bathroom exhaust fan cleanings. And what we've started doing this summer too is a lot of people, their line sets outside, the rodents and squirrels and mice will chew the foam off the copper lines and they get all ratty and stuff. So we've fixed quite a few customers' lines with new foam, wrap it in steel wool, wrap it in line set tape. It's UV resistant to keep that safe. And another thing to kind of just throw out in the air is a good thing to look at your home yourself. If your exterior units are out near your gable ends of your home or where the snow and ice comes off, we've had a lot of customers who have damaged and dented tops of their condensers, which is eventually going to ruin them, or pull away from the home and rip the line set out. We have constructed 6 or 8, maybe a dozen roof structures or freestanding roof structure to protect it and allow it to breathe still. Yep. And we mentioned the foam ceiling. So again, just kind of a quick little overview of what we kind of talked about with, obviously the energy is the biggest issue when they're not working efficiently. They're just churning and burning energy all day and all night. And what everything, the filters and all, how optimize all the performance of the units. So we do service with about 50 miles from our area. Anything over 50 miles, we charge 50 just for a travel fee, one-time fee if it's over 50 miles.
And no, it's only 23 miles to here, so we're
Yeah.
not that far.
And obviously,
That was my next
We're not as far as
no,
you
if
think.
you call and you're like, I'm 51 miles, I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not. Well, if you're 70, you'll be, all right, listen, can we charge $50 for gas? Gas isn't cheap, whatever.
I actually had an inquiry from New York City this week, and I
Yeah.
was thinking, how did you even get our name? I was like,
I was like,
well, I'm a woods girl, not a city girl, so.
We hate, that's probably my biggest downfall is I'll answer the phone at Friday 9 o'clock at night, Sunday at 9 a.m. and they're like, oh my God, you picked up. I'm not gonna turn anybody away if I don't have to ever.
I hope that you were also thinking about training other people to increase the workforce, because
Yep.
it's gonna be so important.
Yeah.
So we did have a subcontractor earlier this year to help us out. Started his own thing, so we have ideas for that when
And
this.
your own, yeah.
Yep. And just to touch real quick, I know we're on short on time. Our referral program. So if we clean your units and you're social media savvy, or on social media, and you'd like to share a review of your experience with us, we will get that notification. We will take 10% off your next cleaning. And anybody you hand a card to or just call and say, hey, I just had these guys come, give them a call, they're awesome. And then they call us, say, hey, Marty referred us. We're taking $25 off every single referral, whether it's 2, 10, 20.
Just need 24, right?
No pressure, but Marty's gonna give us 16, she said.
Yeah, ours on the 16. It's a way for us so we're vouch because
Yeah.
in the world of AI and social media, you know, you don't know. You can say, yes, I met Morgan. She's a real living person, and her husband.
And actually, Marty did send me a couple of pictures of what they did there, and it looks just like your film earlier with the stuff coming out. So
Oh, yeah.
sorry, that's it. She said I could share.
Yeah,
And I could bring them up, but I don't really need to. But that's somebody that we know.
yeah, you can show them after if you want, but yeah.
We provide annual reminders.
Yep.
Because I know myself, I don't think of cleaning my chimney until I'm ready to put wood in it. And so it's just one of those things.
We'll take care of that for
We
you.
do have a program that will remind you once a year, and it can there's
A
no
month.
obligation to it.
A month before your annual service.
And then appointments late, and I think we're pretty much and free
And
estimates.
free estimates.
So we're pretty much at the end. So we'd like to say thank you for willing to take the time to listen and help us. Our mission is to just educate the community. Sounds like that's basically what you guys, do in
Yeah.
all spectrums. This is what our mission is. Again, whether it's us, someone local, whatnot, it's just educating.
It's important.
That
You've
it's an
educated
important
us.
thing.
Yeah.
So
We appreciate it.
what we're gonna leave you with is a 60-minute or
60
60-second, second video that the QR code is on all our material. So we're gonna share it with you because it's a synopsis of everything we just took your time up explaining. But when you're going to see your granddaughter, you can say, just scan this and it'll show them
What we're doing.
this video. Because sometimes seeing it,
It kind of opens your eyes and goes, oh, this is dirty.
please work.
Hopefully it works.
Yeah, she's.
Oh, the volume isn't working.
There it goes. Volume's not working.
Oh, the volume.
There is a voiceover, but
Okay.
Yeah.
That's because I have the volume off on this computer. By the way. But I think it's going to be. You can try it, but it might make a screeching noise. We'll see.
hold on.
Well, that's good visuals.
We're seeing the visual, and we'll know that there is volume to that.
Wow. Colors.
Very important. We've had squirrels nest out of your dryer ductwork outside your home.
Beautiful.
I have a heat pump dryer, so but you still have to.
Heat pump dryer, wow.
Yeah, I have a.
So this is
Lawn
another
drawings with
incentive
material
program we do.
drawing.
Oh yeah, yep.
We offer if you're willing to put a lawn sign on your
After
lawn
we clean.
for 2 weeks, we'll take 10% off as well. So like I said, that video is on all of our material.
Okay.
So what we'll leave is business cards. On the front is our information. On the back is the QR code that shows the video. I also leave a mailer, and then this is our letter that just explains what we do. So I have a bunch of these, and then I have a bunch of letters and business cards additionally I can leave as well.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having
Really,
us.
Darren and Morgan, this has been really educational, and then the committee will talk, and we'll talk with Jeff Dexter and maybe Carl Buchholz up in Manchester
Yep,
and
we've
other
cleaned
things.
Carl's.
See if we, if we can do some,
Small.
yeah. That's
Here's
what I love about living in
Around the
Orlando.
letters, and if you want me to more cards.
Yeah.
This is great.
Cards
Thank you
are-
very much.
Yes, thank you.
We have to take a few cookies out before she goes.
Oh, no, those are for you guys.
Thank you.
Well, you have these beautiful tins.
Oh, no, it's all good.
Oh, you're good.
It's all
Oh my
good.
God.
We forgot milk. We're sorry.
I said, did you leave extra cards?
Yep.
You can
Does
leave
somebody
them all.
run next door
Want
to
more?
George and get some milk, please?
Thank you guys for
Thank
hearing
you
us.
for your time and listening.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
These are some packets, letters, and I'm gonna leave you extra if you're willing to leave them out.
That'd be great.
Some chili chips.
And if anybody ever has any questions, feel free to text
Yeah.
us.
Text, call, email.
Call us, email. We are on Facebook as well. So.
We're also on Yelp, Business Yelp. So
And we did get into the Better Business.
Better Business Bureau. We have a.
Great.
I forgot about that. We should have brought our.
I don't know.
We got accredited by the Better Business Bureau a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Congratulations, that's
So
wonderful.
Great.
that was pretty cool.
You earned it.
Yeah, they reached out and I was like, why are they calling? What do we
I was really
very,
nervous. I was
very
like,
nervous.
why are they calling me?
And she was funny. I'm calling for good news.
Thank you so much.
Nice
Thank
to
you
meet
guys so
everybody.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Thank you so much.
Safe home.
Thank you.
Safe
It's nice to meet everybody.
Yes, thank you.
Wonderful. All right, that's great.
See what you guys are missing?
Yeah, sorry, y'all.
God,
This
it's
is really.
unbelievable.
Very good.
So we've got a lot to get through, but the next thing I'd like to do, I'd like to jump to Jeff Dexter,
Yes.
talking to us a little bit about this idea of a monthly column, a climate column. So Jeff, take it away.
Okay, yeah, it was just about 3 weeks ago that I got in touch with Charisse Forbes at the Banner and in the Journal, actually. And she thinks it's a great idea that we do a column for, with all the energy committees rotating once a month. It would be in the online version, and I have to see if it would be in one print version of the Banner. And it'd be about anywhere from 600 to 800 words, which is a standard, like an op-ed column. And topics that our committee talked about were things that local energy committees are doing, the state legislature, do-it-yourself seminar type stuff that we can do if it can be done via print. Efficiency, Vermont incentives and rebates, and then also having a nice section of it for positive things. We hear so many bad things about the existential threat and everything, but there is a lot of good things going on, unfortunately in other countries more so than ours now, but nevertheless, still some good things. So I've contacted 5 energy committees. I've heard back from you guys and from Manchester, and obviously Sunderland. We're all for it. I think Dorset is going to go with it. I talked with Jim Hand today. He's going to check just to make sure. And then we're still waiting to hear from Bennington and Shaftesbury. You know, the more the merrier, and it you know, lengthens out the time that you have to rotate in terms of if it's all 5, it's once every 5 months. Each energy committee would be submitting an article to Charisse. I asked her about charts or photos, and she said for their online version that wouldn't be a problem, but we wouldn't be able to do it for their print version. Again, if you think of it for a print version as an op-ed type piece, you never see photos or charts in op-ed, so that's what that would be like. But again, they're gung-ho for it. I've got 3 energy committees that are gung-ho for it, and we'll hear about a couple more, and they're ready to start probably in mid-February. We could get our first one going, so
That sounds great.
that was about it for me on that. Any questions? Or I will keep in touch with Stephanie and with the other chairpersons, and you know, we can.
Yeah, so Jeff, I'll just say, I think it's a great idea. We did have this idea, not this exact one, but we had, well, something very similar many years ago. And maybe it's because it came down to our committee, but it was too much for us to do, just our committee, on top of everything else. And so I would be very interested in our doing this if I were sure that there were enough other committees that were also going to commit. And then the commitment has to be real, because once people start dropping off and it doesn't happen, then it will fall apart. But I think it's an excellent idea. I mean, it's certainly what we're created for, is to spread the news of
Right, again, education, outreach, and our committee came up with about 15 different topics, and there obviously could be more. And, you know, each committee could, you know, come up with their own topic. And I think the one thing they said that that I don't think they would allow would be like saying split and shine or anything like that.
right.
Which is understandable, but, you know, it still gives us a wide range of great things that we can talk about. And again, the focus would be local, but it would also touch on state, national, and international, but in a much more roundabout way, as opposed to, you know, things that are being done here, things that can be helpful to to our homeowners and businesses in terms of energy efficiency. So just
Great.
again, another way for us to get that outreach.
I think that's wonderful, Jeff. Thank you so much. I think that's a really
Thank
good idea.
you, appreciate it, and yeah, thanks for getting back to me quick on it, and, you know, as I said, Stephanie, I'll be in touch with you probably in the next week or two and let you know when we're going. Sunderland has already volunteered that we'll do the first article, and so you guys, you know, have a little break until we might hit Arlington in number 2, who knows, but, it's already being done in a few towns, like one was a Stowe Reporter. Rutland Herald does something like it. Obviously, Vermont Digger in 7 days, they do a lot about things like this. But, you know, again, to get it local, this part of the state, other than Rutland, I don't know anywhere else doing it. So we'll see how it goes.
Sounds
Okay, that
great.
Sounds great.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Jeff.
Thank you so much, Jeff. I
My
really,
pleasure.
really appreciate the idea, and then we'll wait to hear from you. Hopefully we'll have some more people. Let me know if there's any way I can help to reach more.
Yeah, it's just getting a hold of those two. And you've given me information, you and Carl, about Shaftesbury and Bennington already. So I think, you know, maybe it was the holidays. So we'll try to get through to them again.
Okay, that sounds great. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah?
Before you go, if you don't mind, if you want to share with us, you can share it with me and I can share it with the committee, the ideas that your committee came up with, that would be great. And then we can also brainstorm about what we would do, but it might be helpful.
Yeah, I think I may have emailed you. When I emailed the first time, I gave possible topics, a list of
Okay.
like 12, 15 of them. So, I mean, I could tell you now, but if you want to give it to your committee, if you don't have the time. But I touched on a few of them. You know, like,
I think it'll probably be important that as you're getting ready to publish, that we all know what that article is going to be about, because if you're doing an article on window dressers, we don't want to be working on an article on window dressers and find out that it's published. So.
no, absolutely. Yeah, it will be a lot of communications between all the committees, and another good way to help us all know what everyone else is doing, because as we know, I mean, when I look at your agenda, I says, wow, look at all this great stuff. Didn't know about it, and not your fault at all. It's just obviously we all don't have time to look at all these. Which leads me to the next one. Are you guys going to talk quick about the weatherization report regarding town hall in your garage?
We
I'll
could do
stick
that
around for
next,
that, because
Yeah,
we're doing the same thing with our MERP money.
couldn't we?
Yeah, sure.
And the town garage is a real challenge, as most town garages
Oh,
would be.
yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
sure. I am trying to figure out what's, maybe this is gonna work now. I keep getting knocked off because the Wi-Fi here is, for some reason, it can't handle very many at once or something. So I'm now trying to get back on. Anyway, okay. So we'll go on to thank you, Jeff. We'll go on to the next thing, which is, I would love to have a report from those people who were on the,
We were gonna do weatherization, so Jeff could.
oh yeah, we can switch it. Okay, we'll switch it, we'll go right to weatherization report regarding town hall and garage, but unfortunately, I don't have a lot to report. But just so you know, oh gosh, a summary of what's happened. We obviously the town applied for a MERP grant and did get a hefty MERP grant, and it's going to address weatherization at the town hall and the town garage. The town garage will be the first thing to address. We, as an energy committee, made a lot of recommendations about this before they even applied for the MERP grant. We were not included in the grant request, which is a sore spot for us. We're very, very frustrated about it, and I don't mind that being on record to say that. We don't know really what happened there, except that it may be, in all fairness, it may be that all the ideas we discussed in our constant meetings that we've had ever since 2019 was that we did have our previous town administrator was also our energy coordinator, and he also attended every single select board meeting, and he was a part of writing the grant. So it may be that they just assumed that they knew everything they needed to do that way. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I can figure is that it was not because nobody wanted our opinion, but. I regret that we weren't at the table, because I don't now understand what happened after that, because then I think that here's the good thing. The town has is moving forward with this. They are dedicated to doing this work. They have the funds now to do it. They brought in someone who has given a report that looks like it kind of summarizes the earlier report that we had done when we had a blower door test done of the town hall and some of the analysis that was made originally. But this new person has done this and put it all together. And now the next thing is that we looked at the report. They shared it with us. They, meaning the select board and our interim town manager. We looked at it and we gave our feedback on that. And we talked about how very important it is to do first things first. And to use us as a resource because we have so many experts on this committee who, that's what we're here for. And we want to serve the town and we don't charge anything for our services. So we definitely want them to use us and then, and I think that this can all really work well. I think it will too, like we're determined to, you know, that relationship with the select board we think is going to be really positive and really good. We're looking forward to it. They're great people on our select board, and we just need to be more present in each other's, you know, with each other's work. So with that said, we haven't had a response back yet though on the feedback we gave them. And this all happened over the holidays, so it may be that that's the delay, and there were some other things that have happened. And I'm not trying to make excuses for people, but really this has been kind of a crazy time for everybody. So that's going to be the next thing, is to follow through on that and say, okay, so where are we with this? Where are we? Starting with the town hall, I mean the town garage rather.
Right, because you do have to spend it by the end of next year, and that comes, or the end of this year.
Yep, so we have to get those
Comes quick.
What am I trying to say? The requests for bids. We've got to get those things out, and
RFPs, isn't it?
yeah,
Request for
RFPs.
proposals.
RFPs. We've got to get those going. I say we. The town needs to do that, and we hope to be a part of that process.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Did you guys, do you have a project manager? The reason I
No.
ask is because a good portion of the soft money that we got is paying for a project manager, Centerline. I don't know if you have ever heard of them. They're an engineering firm, I think, down in Bennington.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And they're helping us a great deal, as is Callie Fishburne. So I would,
Yep.
I mean, Centerline, you know, doesn't do it for free, but for a lot of the technical stuff, especially at the garage, they've been a big help.
They're
But
working
No,
again-
isn't
They're working
Centerline
on the
isn't
sewer.
Centerline on that report though? The report that
that
we were
or
just-
was it the wastewater? I think it
They
was,
do a lot.
Centerline's the one who gave the most recent report.
That's what I thought. That is Centerline. So that's excellent to hear, Jeff. That's wonderful because it is Centerline whom the select board had do this most recent analysis.
Oh, okay, good, yeah, because Callie said there were two companies, and we went with Centerline, and, you know, give a plug that they've been very good, and the person that is working with us knows a lot about energy efficiency. It's not like a side thing of hers. She's doing good, so. But yeah, the town garage is the tough thing. One thing I might recommend real quick is if you can get the low-hanging fruit and maybe report to your town meeting, like one of ours was LED bulbs in town hall. Well, we've got 60 that are going to be replaced. The other one was a couple man doors, as they call them, at the town garage. Not the big overhead doors, but the man doors that the guys go in and out of.
Right.
They're being replaced. You know, programmable thermostats was another recommendation. We're all set with that. So, because, you know, you look at the big things like solar, and we're one of the few that have been approved for solar for our town hall. But heat pumps, sealing up the town garage is the biggest job by far. But those are big projects. They're not going to happen overnight. They're going to drag on for a while. But if you can get those low-hanging things.
You know, we absolutely agree, and we have actually done that, Jeff. We did replace every single, and I say we, the Energy Committee made that happen, but it really is Brian Dalton himself who went around and changed every
Oh,
single
good.
one in
I'll
the
have to
entire
call them to
building.
do ours.
So we're very, that was great. And we had a high school group, not from Arlington, but another high school group that wanted to do the analysis for us on the savings.
Nice.
And they made a presentation for the select board. This is all during COVID. It was really wonderful.
Excellent.
It's really wonderful.
Okay.
But thank you for that. We'll have to
All
think
right,
of other
guys.
things
Yeah,
too.
we'll keep in touch, and Steph, you and I can talk about, different MERP things too along the way. Again, another good sharing example.
Here's something that occurs to me. I don't know if there's time to do this, but it might be a great thing to put into our calendars that once a year, maybe twice a year, our energy committees that we meet to share ideas because
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really pretty nice.
No, I agree. Again, looking at your agenda, I said, wow, there's some great ideas, for me to put on my agenda and vice versa if you look at ours. So, yeah, we should do more than just that,
Yes.
though. We should meet. So I'll put that on our meeting agenda.
And then we can join forces and things like presentations that we want to put together. That would be really great.
Sure thing. Well, we're happy to help, and as I know you are, so.
Thank
Okay,
you
guys.
very much. Thank you. Wait. Before you go, Alex has a question.
Yeah, Alex, you're on mute.
Mute,
You're muted.
you're on mute.
I know, yes, I'm sorry. I'm half asleep here. Okay, I was listening to everything though. I just thought with the topics for the articles, for the papers, one thought I just had is, should we do like a monthly subject? Like, I have no idea, this is just off the cuff, but like every month of the year, it's sort of attached to things that are happening in our
Yeah.
environment and our homes. I just thought of it because of the presentation and how, so anyway, that's,
Right.
I have no idea where to go with that, but I'm just throwing
Yeah,
that
that's a
out.
good idea. Things that are timely to the
More
season.
timely, yeah,
Yeah.
if it works.
Okay, yeah,
idea.
I think it's a
Yeah.
natural
Great
way to go.
Thank you.
You might also consider the idea of allowing people to write in with questions, just because it's hard to come up with 12 subjects.
Yeah,
And it
you're right. Well,
You can have people write in, and you can even do a column once or twice a year where basically you just answer basic questions that people have written in.
I love that
Exactly.
idea.
Just
yeah, and as I said, the newspaper's very happy to, the way they've been thanking me, it's almost like, we're doing them a favor, and I look at it the other way. So it's a good win-win there, so those are good ideas. Thank you, guys.
And questions, you find out what the community is thinking about.
Yeah, that's
And
important.
what's on their brains, that's
We
good.
want to go in the right direction.
Marty.
I was just gonna say, we actually are doing them, and I don't know if GNAT's still there, but.
Yes.
One of the things that, happens is that there's only so much news that, they can actually get access to. And this is important. It's important to fill space with things that are dynamic and important and educational to the community. So it truly is a win-win situation, very
Right.
much so.
Absolutely.
We're grateful to GNAT because Marty has made some really helpful videos.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Karen, and GNAT has carried those, and you can find them on
Yeah.
GNAT.
Yeah,
So just any way that we can get the word out is really going to be great.
Absolutely.
And- but I have,
Thank
you know,
Thank you,
and-
Marty.
And we could actually, gosh, Karen and I made a whole bunch of environmental videos back, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and I've got them all actually on my, one of my channels on YouTube. Most of them are a little stale at this point, but Karen and I are working on a lot more video material now, and I think
Okay.
we could upgrade the quality of things that we're doing and make them more relevant, and get them to GNAT, but also figure out ways that we could plan around those ideas with the articles. So,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, that's a lot of, the type of thing that we're all going to do together, not in a vacuum. And I
Right.
think just talking to each other and tapping into everybody who's done stuff like that, like you have, Marty, and give us even more ideas. But yeah, Stephanie, maybe distribute that list. I'll send it to you as soon as I get off right now again, just of topics that we were thinking of. And then you guys can start adding to that, so.
Okay,
And
that's excellent.
I should be in touch within 2 weeks. about when we're gonna start, so.
Excellent. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
guys.
Thank you,
Thank
Jeff.
you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Good job, excellent job, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, wonderful. So then I guess we're gonna move to the electric bus tour report. Sounds like the magical mystery tour.
It kind of was. It was like that. What did you tell Bill?
Yeah, it was an electrical mystery tour. No, it was great.
Okay, so wait, I think let's preface this for those who are watching this with what we're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, so the town of Arlington has some brand new electric school buses. And like brand new, they were just working out the kinks as the students were coming to school and getting ready to go. So it's been an interesting launch. They're still working, the vehicles work out great. The drivers have learned how to drive with one, anybody who has an electric car knows that you basically drive with 1 foot easing off the accelerator or not because it's regenerative braking. So they're learning, the bus drivers are learning that, and so are the students, as sometimes, if you let up on the accelerator, it hits the brakes pretty quickly. One of the things that they are working out the kinks on as they went into winter was getting the communication between when they plug the bus in, they should be able to time it so that the buses will heat up in the morning while they're plugged into the grid. And that has not been working out. So unfortunately they have to turn on the bus, they have to unplug the bus, then turn it on to heat it up. And they start to lose some of the battery capacity. Right. So I would say that's the one kink, the main kink that they're trying to work out. And then, obviously distance-wise, they have the same story as every EV owner where range anxiety is a real thing, and they drove the bus up to I don't know where it was, Rutland or something, and just made it back and after a program. So it's a learning experience like any first time you're getting an electric vehicle, but overall it seemed like it was it's beneficial for everybody. So with the solar panels on the school helping to provide electricity to power these buses, and you've got no fumes in the morning. It's quieter.
Beautiful.
I mean, he was driving it, he's just like, you can't believe how quiet this is here.
Yeah.
Just
Wow.
they turn on the fan for the heater, and that's the only noise that you hear. So
They said kids were missing the bus. Well, not missing it, but they weren't out waiting for the bus because they were used to hearing it coming down the road, and then they would run out. And now they can't hear it coming down the road, so they gotta.
Wow.
Yeah. We took a long ride. That was our magical mystery tour. Can I say that the drivers are up to speed, learning to drive? Oh, sorry.
Okay. She'll be here every night.
You're not overspeed.
Actually, we got an extra tour because our bus driver, Jamie, was dressed up as a Christmas elf.
Yeah,
Yes, it was. So it really was magical.
It was
Dressed as a
so
Christmas
fun.
Oh, I would love to have seen that. All right, Jamie.
Hat, boots,
No,
everything.
I have a question. I don't know. It's not part of what our energy committee has covered before, but because the schools are not part of our bailiwick, so to speak. But I wonder how much fuel is being saved.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. Is anybody doing an analysis of this? Surely, that would be great. Yeah.
I mean, does anyone have even a clue about the amount of money that was going into diesel for, I mean, there's still some diesel buses that are backup
Right.
now for the electric buses, but it sure would be an interesting thing if we could get that information, just,
Yeah.
share it. And I hope that at town meeting, it's another thing that's a feature of the meeting.
Yeah, I hope the school will talk about that. Probably, I bet you they will, though. I bet they will talk about it for the school portion of the town meeting. Garrett.
My question was partially answered, but range anxiety is a very real thing. I mean, we've learned that with our EV, and I was wondering if the town had kept a bus to do those Rutland
Yes, they do.
runs.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah, they do. They have a diesel.
when you come home and you're under 20 miles left, a highway and you've got, 12 miles to home, I turn everything off.
Exactly.
It's not fun.
So I
It's-
wanna-
Because if you run out, yeah, I mean, because if you run out of energy, you're stuck and someone has to come and it's a whole process. It's not.
There's now like a
like walking
AAA
down
service
getting gas.
that comes,
I bet there is.
comes,
There is now a AAA service.
there's
that
now
will come.
something like a AAA
Okay.
service where people come and charge. I also wanted to mention that the schools are seeking to build a garage to house the buses. So they've got these charging stations, now they need to build a structure on top of them, and that'll also help with energy savings.
Listen, I do need to say that we only have 10 minutes left and we have a million
Okay,
things
I
to
have
get through,
one
but go ahead, Alex.
One quick question, the buses have only been running in the winter, or were they running
Yeah.
before the winter?
No, this was the winter.
Only winter, okay. Yeah, because what I realized from our car is that, the winter is really challenging, so I was wondering about that for the buses. And I know it's really challenging for us to heat the car and feel like, we're not taking all the energy for the, and I feel like when I was looking at the buses, the one time I went before, I didn't get to ride on them. The whole issue of the heating seems such like an important part of it, because I was thinking of the poor kids and the driver.
Yeah, Jamie said
Yeah.
there's a handshake protocol between the inverter and when the bus is plugged in, and it being allowed to provide grid power to the bus. And for some reason, that handshake's not working.
So
It's supposed to work that way, that way you can have your bus warm and not get.
okay, so that,
Working that
yeah.
out.
but that will be worked, yeah, no, okay, thank you.
Oh, I'm back. Lost something.
And now you're echoing.
Okay, all right, so I'm just looking at this list really quickly, the agenda. That's great, thank you for that report. I wish I could have joined you, just to see Jamie in an elf costume would have been really pricey.
It was worth it.
I hope you got a picture. He probably wouldn't have allowed you to get a picture, but.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, great. All right. I'm going to, I don't know if we have a Red Mountain parcel update. Here are the things that are the rest of our agenda. We also had the town annual report. I don't have it ready yet. I am sorry. I'm working on it. And my next step is to share it with Alex, and then we'll share it out with you all. But it's happening. Then the really main thing I wanted to get to tonight is the orientation packet. So that's something, and then we don't have to worry about future projects right now for tonight. And just to mention that the
Someday.
volunteer fair, there was a meeting tonight with the Arlington Area Alliance about the volunteer fair. No, actually it was about Grateful Hearts, but that's coming up in March, and we should have a table at that so that we can welcome people to be a part of what we're doing. And I think, again, as we've said before, we should have some specific ideas in mind. We'll come back to that, doesn't matter right now. But the two things, the orientation packet, I do want to give Mary Ann Holmes a chance to talk about that. She did share that document with everybody. And the Red Mountain parcel, do we have an update from anybody yet? No, okay, so we'll just table that.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, we'll table that because we're still waiting for the next phase, and I think they were able to get an extension, so we can, right, okay.
Yes.
So that hasn't changed. All right, so Marianne, we're gonna turn things over to you.
Well, I don't really have any much to say. I really appreciate everybody who's read it and given me input, and I just sent out another copy that didn't have edits that Bill had added, but if you have any comments, please put them on that.
I was
And
gonna
send
share
it back to
but
me?
if I don't need to. I was gonna share the document for everybody to look at right now, but.
Okay, if you,
I do have a question.
Yes, please.
Fran, which doesn't have to be answered tonight, but I was really struggling, because I'm not really good with this number stuff, about the sequestration numbers, like how they added up to what you got, or what whoever got.
it's
Because-
pretty simple. It's
The
acre
Yeah,
of woods is one average acre in Vermont. This is determined by the Vermont foresters.
yep,
And it's, what was it, 1.3 metric tons per acre of forest.
Yeah.
So I took this from reference from the Vermont foresters. So is
Right.
that, does that help?
On the chart, what I didn't understand is it seemed like we were, the sequestration number was like 300, I can't, it's on my phone, 302,651, and I didn't know how you got that number.
Okay, I added the acres, 117, no, I'm sorry, 89.9 and
Okay.
15.7. So those numbers, 117 and 20, are tons. And 302,000 is pounds.
Ah, okay.
Sorry about that. So I'll make sure that that's
Oh,
clear,
Okay.
more clear.
Yeah, because it's very hard with the chart to figure that out.
So yes, thank you. So we should
Yeah.
use one or the other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make sure it's all the same.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Pounds or
Well,
whatever. It's up to
everything
Jody.
else in the spreadsheet is pounds.
All right, so we'll just change it all to pounds.
That would be
Perfect.
really helpful,
Okay.
I think, yep.
Great. Thank you for that careful reading,
Yes,
Alex.
thank you. Thank you very
No
much.
problem.
Well, actually, we do. There's a column that changes it to pounds. It's just that that column is hidden on this thing.
Okay, all right. I got to talk to you about whether that's the right one or not.
Okay, there's so much that you've put into this. It's absolutely fantastic. And I wonder, so I'm just wondering if we should have a special meeting just focused on this, or if we can make
For-
enough progress.
For anyone who's interested in it, sure.
I mean, this is a really, so, or we could set another deadline by which people need by which time people need to respond. Because the next thing is, so we have this document, but we also, what of this lives on the website, and in what way? Is it linked to another else? Like if you just have, what's the format going to be? How do we do this?
I would like to have a conversation with Karen Krulikowski, the new temporary select board member, because she knows about websites and
Could you do that? Would you go ahead and do
Yes,
that?
I would be
think
happy to do that.
we'd be happy. Now, I'm so sad. I just learned today that Karen is not going to continue in that capacity.
she's not going to run?
She decided she's not going to run. So, but we can still talk to her now about that. She's still
Okay.
filling her temporary thing. And also, Cynthia said that it doesn't mean that she wouldn't necessarily still continue to be interested in helping us with this.
Okay.
So I think the sooner the better to definitely reach out to her. We have 2 minutes left. Okay. So I do want to talk. Okay, we can't do it tonight. But the next meeting, we're going to talk about electing officers. So we
Okay.
can have something that is sane, and so that I think that would be great. And anybody can do, you can do whatever you want. But if somebody wants to be chair, that's fine. But let's figure it out, and then let's figure out, like, maybe with the secretary it might be like for 6 months. And maybe you can't be it for a little while, so that we really do rotate this or something like that. But let's be prepared to have a discussion about that. And
May I ask, do the bylaws indicate what other officers there are? Do you know about that?
I don't know.
Okay,
That's
all
a
right.
good question. Can you put that in?
What other-
I'll look that up.
Okay, all right.
It's a good, very good
Okay.
question. Is there anything else that anybody wants to bring up at this point? Let me go out of this. Let me stop sharing so I can see you. There you are. Anything else to bring up at this point? Well, you're all wonderful and beautiful and charming and magical. I just think you're absolutely fantastic. And our next meeting is going to be February the 4th. So is there a motion to adjourn the meeting? Nobody wants to adjourn it. You're my people. All right, Marty's making a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Motion approved. So we are now adjourned. Thank you, everyone, and happiest of New Year's to you.
Yeah.
Happy and healthy to everybody.
Happy and
Happy New
healthy.